I know Spurs supporters are going to have a moan at me. I don't care really, because frankly speaking, I'm not digging it. I'm just, saying how I see it as a football fact. I just listened to, Postocoglu saying, we had 11 of our first team players missing today. He talks, absolutely trying to make excuses and covering up his own mistakes. I looked at that side and straight away, I mean, of course you got your problems at the back. There's no doubt about it. But it was the midfield that let you down. Sorry, guys. Aston Villa, that first half, were just, I mean, literally, you pushed up high on them and they were just going through, just turning you around, getting into the middle. They were just running through your midfield. I mean, they had acres, miles to run. Going straight. The one thing a defender doesn't like is blasting the midfield coming at you and you haven't got midfield defending you. And that was ridiculous. And part of the problem, you can't expect Bergvall, who's a great player, to do all that work, and Basuma to do all that. Bentancur is just not up to it. I think that was the problem. You can't play those tactics and think you can get away with it. You just can't. Frankly speaking, his tactics were absolutely dreadful against Aston Villa. The whole middle was open. It was empty. And Villa could have scored 5, 6, 7 goals in that first half. In the second half, you took out Bentancur. You brought in Saab. I'm not saying he's a great player. You sort of stuck in that middle a little bit more. You tracked them down. You were physically harder. And then you came back into the game until they scored. And then you fell to pieces. But seriously, Spurs, he's got to take some responsibility for the tactics. Don't tell me you've got... And then he turns around and says, in your team that had 11 first-team players out. Well, actually, Son's your captain. He's not out. Bergvall's in your first team. Is he part of first 11? Kulusevski's in your first 11. Poro's in your first 11. And Basuma's one of your first 11. And Bentancur, he picks in always virtually now instead of Maddison. That's 6. And don't tell me Tell's not going to be in your first 11 when he comes back, because he looks actually quite a good player. 7. Danso, I don't know, because Romero might come in, but I actually quite thought Danso played well. So you had 7 of your first team 11. For him to say any team would struggle without their 11 first-team players, well, what is that saying to Kulusevski? What is that saying to Son? You're not first-team players? Hello? Well, he's not good enough. Maybe they might keep him on till after the European campaign and see how he does then. But honestly, guys, I'd be looking for him now. I know there were rumours that they are looking, okay? That they are looking now. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Don't keep blaming Levy. These are Angie's tactics. And to keep saying any side would struggle without 11 first teamers is a joke. There were 7 there today playing. I'm not saying your centre halves aren't important and you doggy isn't important. Okay? Yeah, that's so important. And your goalkeeper, that's the 4 missing. But the rest aren't all first-team players. Okay, it's up to him if he chooses Basuma, if he chooses Sarr. It's his tactics and who plays in the midfield. You Spurs supporters are going to have a go at me. Some of you agree with me. The ones who don't mind talking and accept maybe that I'm actually right, or maybe I'm wrong, but they give me the reasons. Don't come and just say rude things to an Arsenal supporter. Say why I'm wrong. And don't keep saying it's just the players. Is it not the tactics? Shouldn't he take some responsibility? Dear me. I mean, seriously. Shaking his head all the time. My wife came and sat down for about 5 minutes, watched the football. And she said, is that the Spurs manager? I said, yeah, that's Spurs. So, and she went, oh. She said he looks like he's a loser. I said, well, she just said he doesn't look as if he's got any fight. Well, sorry guys, isn't that say it all? Football chat uncensored, Reno talking. Come on, Spurs fans, say something that's, why I'm wrong. Not, you Arsenal supporter, you know nothing, you're just... I'm talking about Liverpool today. I'm talking about lots of teams, so it's not just Spurs. I talk about loads. Football Chat Uncensored, Reno talking.